let the revolution begin.
With bedtime story.
Hello and welcome to another Smurp video, and today is a good day. We have an X-Men Omnibus, and it's been a little while since I've had an Omnibus. I can't actually remember. I think it's probably near the beginning of the year. So we finally have a release of X-Men Revolution. So on the front page, so you got so it was a 2000 if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. It could be the late 90s, but things were changing and comics needed to change. So they tried to do radical things. And this is what they did. So we had, first of all, we got Chris Claremont back, legend. Although I think his stints returning, I wouldn't say that they've been as good as perhaps the original stints. Although I did like Uncanny X-Men in the mid-2000s. I think it was around 2005. After Decimation, around that sort of time, I thought that those were very, very good stories. So you got Beast, you got Nightcrawler, you got Psylocke, Gambit, Cable, Wolverine's still the same. Thunderbird 2, I don't know, it bugged me, that dude, and Psylocke and Warren, the whole thing bugged me. And then you got Jean Grey, Storm, Key Pride, and then Colossus. So that is the front cover. Let's move on to the side. So here is the side. Oh man, I hate it when I get a bit of damage. It does happen. Very, very crisp X-Men sign there, like the animated version. And then you've got Rogue down there. Okay, and there is the synthesis for the story. And I was right, it's got annual 2000. So collecting X-Men 100 to 109. Annual 2000. Uncanny X-Men 381 to 389. X-Men Unlimited 27 to 29. X-Men Black Sun 1 to 5. Bishop the Last X-Man 15 and 16. And Cable 87. So there is quite a lot in there. That focuses. And then we get a nice picture of Rogue versus Wolverine and maybe the Danger Room, or maybe something else, I guess. And if I've counted correctly, I think we get about 29 issues in here. So it isn't a large omnibus. It is quite small, and from what I looked at, it's quite compact and it's quite cute. And I even questioned the size, so I had to come up and check the size. And obviously I'll show it against some other omnibuses in a minute. Okay, so underneath it you get pretty much the front cover on the vinyl. So if you do lose the dust cover, you've got this nice film this kind of fabric that you can still have your omnibus on show. And once again, nice crisp side as well. Very, very cool. And then the back as well is like that as well. So very, very nice. I really dig how they've done this. Inside the dust cover, we get a bit about Chris. It just talks about what you can expect to see in here. There we go. Very, very nice. And then a bit about the creators. Once again, very, very nice. And there's a very nice picture of Wolverine. Looking at the binding, it once again, as always, looks quite solid. It does look compact, like I've said, it's quite a compact volume just looking at it from the top. So first of all, you got it like this. Maybe it's some sort of dispute or part of the issues, I guess. And then you get a bit about the writers, inkers, colorists, and all these great people that put into this volume. And then a picture of Rogue and Gambit. Okay, and we get a little introduction of everything that's led up to this, which is the 12 and Powerless. So I really hope that we see an omnibus with the X-Men versus Apocalypse. It's not the best, I guess, arc or event, but I liked it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not that familiar with the early 2000s and late 90s. I'm well versed with from the early 90s up until basically Operation Zero Tolerance, and then that's pretty much it. I've never had a chance to catch up, and the late 80s is another area which I do not know very well. The Australian Outback team, I know about them coming into the early 90s, etc., but that's about it. So the early 2000s is an enigma to me. So that's another reason why I'm excited to read these chapters that lead up to, I guess, the Extreme X-Men team and New X-Men, because I've never read it before. Nice picture Wolverine, I really dig that. So there is not much I can actually tell you in terms of the story. There's a bit that I'm looking forward towards the end of the book, which I have read, but leading up to it, I got nothing for you. I don't even know who this bad guy is. That is some really nice art. I like that. Yeah, this like this. And also, I think this was a time that Cyclops was believed dead. And then obviously there is the whole search for Cyclops thingy-majiggy, which I've got in one of my books, which I did enjoy around One thing is for sure, they certainly came off worst off in whatever the scene is about. What am I talking about? I've read this bit before, man. That scene's basically the Brotherhood attack. Basically, I think Senator Kelly is becoming president or something, if I remember rightly. And basically they go out and kill him. And there's two battlefronts. There's this one. And then there's the one on Mer Island, which I read very, very long time ago. And I need to read it again clearly. I was actually hoping this had the first death of Colossus in it. But I don't think it actually does. Which I'm a little bit disappointed, because I thought it had it in it. But it ends with basically, I think, the Christmas special this year. There we go. And pretty much at the back it has the covers from the other titles at the time. Or the variants, I guess is the term. Some nice concept art. And it kind of packs them up like this as well, which is pretty nice. So in terms of comparison, I thought I would show the volume compared to a smaller omnibus such as Legion, which has about 20 or so issues on it. So you can see that it's not much bigger than that. And then obviously against a massive event like the Age of Apocalypse, you know, you can see actually saying that this is probably not double the size of it. It's probably about a quarter of the size of it, I'd say. So it's not that far off. So, but you can see what I mean. It looks like I don't know, a dinky omnibus, and it looks quite cute. I'm trying to think by size, height. Sorry, I was looking at. Yeah, it is the same height. Like I said, when I got it, I was like, whoa, that looks a bit small for me. But it's not. It is the same size as of our omnibuses. And here it is on the shelf with the bookmark ready for me to start reading it. So all in all, I am very, very happy to have this book. And I think it's been a long time coming for us to get such a book, to be fair. And to bridge the gap that of knowledge of X-Men that I've missed, other than reading them on Marvel Unlimited. It is good to fill that gap. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what I really want to see next? Extreme X-Men. We've got New X-Men, but we haven't got Extreme X-Men. That was a fantastic series. I love that series. You know, alright, it dwindled at the end, but it had its purposes. It had its character-driven stories. And, okay, maybe it didn't work out as well as perhaps Chris intended. Or maybe it did. Maybe that's exactly the story he wanted to tell. But I really hope we do get that omnibus. The next omnibus that I've got coming is, I think it's due out in October, is The Wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey. So make sure you follow me on Facebook, SmurP. And like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you. Embrace the geekiness. X out. Goodbye.